Hello again, everyone, and welcome back to Hollywood Highlight on Back to the Podcast. Today is March 1st, 2024, and as always, I'm your host, Chris Lawler. In today's lineup, we're tackling some of the stories that have the entertainment world buzzing. Straight off the bat, we've got the latest on Superman Legacy. Yes, the saga continues, and we've got the updates you won't want to miss. Then we're taking another look at Coyote versus Acme. It's a roller coaster, and not for the reasons you might think. Will Forte's not holding back, and neither will we. Plus, there's fresh buzz around the Crow reboot. New images, new details, and yes, we're breaking it all down. So stay tuned because we're about to dive deep into these stories, giving you all the insights and insider info you crave. Let's get into it. Starting off, Superman Legacy is creating a buzz that's hard to ignore, especially with James Gunn steering the ship as both director and writer. This week, the cameras started rolling, marking the beginning of an eagerly anticipated chapter in the Superman saga. Gunn's recent post featuring the cast after a table read in Atlanta was not just a casual photo op, but a signal to fans that something special is brewing. Nicholas Hoult is stepping into the iconic shoes of Lex Luthor, joining a legacy of actors who've portrayed Superman's arch nemesis with a distinctive bald look. Hoult, known for his roles in Mad Max Fury Road and X-Men, brings a nuanced intensity that's sure to redefine Lex for a new era. David Corenswet, who captured hearts in The Politician and Hollywood, embodies Superman Clark Kent. His charm and depth promises a Superman who's not just powerful but profoundly human. Rachel Brosnahan, the Emmy-winning star of The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, one of my personal faves, takes on the role of Lois Lane, bringing wit and intelligence to the character that's been the backbone of the Superman story. The cast list goes on, showcasing a diverse and talented lineup. Skylar Gisondo as Jimmy Olsen, known for his roles in Santa Clarita Diet and Vacation, brings a youthful energy to the Daily Planet's eager photographer. Anthony Carrigan, celebrated for his portrayal of NoHo Hank in Barry, transforms into Metamorpho, adding layers to the character's complex origins and powers. Edie Gathegi plays, and I probably got that wrong, I apologize, plays Mr. Terrific, bringing his X-Men First Class and the Blacklist experience to the role of the brilliant inventor and athlete. Nathan Fillion, another one of my faves, a fan favorite from Firefly and Castle, lends his charismatic presence to Guy Gardner, adding a dash of humor and heart to the Green Lantern character, and it's refreshing to see Nathan Fillion on screen. They always seem to collaborate. He always finds ways to hide Nathan into his movies, but it's good to see him taking on a leading role with James Gunn once again. Isabella Merced as Hawkgirl, known for Dora, the Lost City of Gold, and Transformers: The Last Knight, promises to bring a fierce and adventurous spirit to the role. Superman Legacy was the inaugural title in the new Gunn and Peter Safran-run DC universe, but it has now been updated to just Superman. This film isn't just another chapter, it's a deep dive into Superman's quest to balance his Kryptonian heritage with his human upbringing, embodying truth, justice, and the American way with a kindness that's become all too rare. With Millie Alcock joining as Supergirl, the DC universe is expanding in exciting directions. Alcock, fresh from House of the Dragon, is set to bring Supergirl's valor and vulnerability to life, first appearing in This Superman before headlining Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. Superman is set for release on July 11, 2025, and it's not just a film, it's a testament to the enduring appeal of one of the most iconic superheroes brought to life by a cast that reads like a who's who of Hollywood talent. With Gunn at the helm bringing his unique vision and storytelling prowess, this project promises to be a landmark in the superhero genre. All right, let's go from the heights of superhero epics to a tale that's a bit closer to the ground, yet no less captivating in its own right. After diving into the latest on Superman, it's time to revisit a story that's been on our radar for a while now. The curious case of Coyote versus Acme. This isn't the first time we've talked about it here on Hollywood Highlight, and for good reason. The film, despite being shelved by Warner Bros., has been stirring up quite the conversation, especially with the kind of buzz that hinted at it being a good movie and worth releasing, and at that it might just find a new life on a streaming platform. Last time we chatted about this, there was a glimmer of hope that Coyote vs. Acme could escape the vault and land in our living rooms thanks to some positive murmurs around the film. But folks, the plot thickens. Will Forte, who stars in the movie, recently got a chance to see the finished product and had some pretty strong feelings about it. Forte's reaction was, in a word, passionate. He was surprised by just how good the film turned out to be, calling it super funny, visually stunning, and emotionally resonant. His disappointment with Warner Bros.' decision to shelve such a remarkable project was palpable. It's a reminder that in Hollywood, sometimes the business side of things doesn't always align with the creative effort poured into a project. But here's the thing. While Forte's insights give us a rare peek behind the curtain, highlighting the film's potential and the impact of its shelving on those involved, it's important to remember he's coming at this from an actor's perspective. He's not in the boardroom making those tough calls on distribution. However, his comments do spark a question. Is Coyote versus Acme really dead in the water, or is there still a chance for this underdog to have its day? Given the film's unexpected champion in Forte and the existing buzz, it's not out of the realm of possibility that fan support could sway a streaming service to give it a shot. After all, stranger things have happened in the world of entertainment. So where does that leave us and Coyote versus Acme? Well, it's a story of potential lost, of Hollywood's unpredictable nature, but also of the persistent hope that good work eventually finds its audience. As always, we'll keep our ear to the ground on this one and bring you any updates as they come. And hey, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Do you think Coyote versus Acme deserves a chance to shine, or is it just another casualty of the industry's shifting priorities? Let's keep the conversation going in the comments. Transitioning from the whirlwind surrounding Coyote versus Acme, let's shift our focus to another fascinating development in the film world. Matthew Vaughn's bold and ambitious projects that are reshaping the superhero genre as we know it. If you've been following along with us, you're already in the loop about Vaughn's reboot of the Kick-Ass series, and today we've got some more thrilling updates to share. The first film in this rebooted trilogy, titled School Fight, wrapped up filming not too long ago, setting the stage for a fresh take on the beloved Kick-Ass universe, but the wheels haven't stopped turning there. Vaughn's next project, The Stuntman, is already in production, serving as the sequel to School Fight and further expanding this cinematic universe. The Stuntman, previously known under the working title Ram, promises to blend the line between action-packed sequences and the character-driven narrative that fans of Vaughn's work have come to expect. The film is not just a standalone adventure, but a pivotal piece in the larger narrative puzzle Vaughn is meticulously assembling. With Vaughn's signature style, The Stuntman is poised to deliver breathtaking stunts, unparalleled visual storytelling, and a depth of character that goes beyond the typical action fare. We're keeping a close eye on The Stuntman as it barrels towards completion, and you can bet we'll be here to bring you all the latest news, insights, and analysis on this and the final installment of the trilogy. What are your thoughts on Matthew Vaughn's approach to rebooting Kick-Ass? Are you excited for The Stuntman? Stay tuned for more updates as we continue to follow this exciting journey. Now, next up for today, we find ourselves enveloped in the shadows of a much-anticipated project that's been brewing in the dark corners of Hollywood for a while now, the reboot of The Crow. With recent visuals emerging, we've caught our first real look at Bill Skarsgård, who's stepping into the iconic, albeit revamped shoes of Eric Draven, a role that still echoes with the legacy of Brandon Lee from the 1994 cult classic. Bill Skarsgård, widely recognized for his haunting portrayal of Pennywise, is now channeling his intensity into the role of Draven. Notably, Skarsgård is also part of the upcoming action movie Boy Kills World, and it seems the rigorous physical training for that role has seamlessly contributed to his preparation for The Crow. This crossover of physicality between roles suggests a Skarsgård who's primed for the physical demands of The Crow, albeit in a portrayal distinct from the original. The first look images indeed present a departure from the 1994 look of The Crow. Skarsgård's Draven is marked by tattoos and a raw, shirtless appearance, a visual evolution of the character that both intrigues and honors the essence of the story. While the homage to Brandon Lee might not be visually palpable in the traditional sense, the spirit of reimagining while respecting the original seems to be the reboot's guiding light. Reflecting on the original, its impact transcends its visuals, rooted in the raw emotion and gritty resilience Brandon Lee brought to Eric Draven. The director of the reboot has voiced a commitment to honor this legacy, not by mirroring the past, but by weaving the enduring themes of love and vengeance into a narrative that resonates with today's audience. This reboot isn't merely a retelling, it's an ambitious reinterpretation aimed at capturing the timeless appeal of James O'Barr's creation while navigating the nuances of modern storytelling. The essence of The Crow, its exploration of grief, love, and retribution, is expected to remain intact, offering both longtime fans and newcomers a journey that's both familiar and undiscovered. So what are your thoughts on this modern take on The Crow? How do you feel about the new visual direction and the cast involved? The story of Eric Draven, reborn from tragedy to seek justice, continues to captivate, and we're here for every twist and turn of this journey. Shifting our focus to a different corner of the cinematic universe, let's talk about a reboot that's raising eyebrows and curiosity alike. The Naked Gun franchise is making a comeback, this time with Liam Neeson leading the charge. It's an interesting development, especially when you consider the iconic status of the original series and Leslie Nielsen's unforgettable performance as Frank Drebin. The creative helm for this reboot includes director Akiva Schaffer of Lonely Island fame and recently working on Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. It's a great flick if you haven't seen it. I really stand by that one. A choice that sparks a glimmer of hope for the project potential. Yet the involvement of Seth MacFarlane, despite his success with projects like Family Guy and Ted, doesn't necessarily move the needle for me. MacFarlane's brand of humor can be hit or miss, and when it comes to reviving a series as beloved as Naked Gun, it would be a shame if they tarnished a good movie. Growing up, Naked Gun was a staple of comedy gold. The original was brilliant, the sequel was pretty solid, and while the third had its moments, it definitely felt like it was stretching for laughs with references that haven't aged all that well. So the question looms, do we even need a Naked Gun reboot? Liam Neeson stepping into a comedic role of this nature is undoubtedly an intriguing choice. Neeson, primarily known for his action-packed roles and dramatic depth, taking on the mantle of Drebin suggests we're in for a Naked Gun that's far removed from what we remember. And perhaps that's the point, to offer something fresh and unexpected to a new audience while hoping to capture the essence that made the original series so memorable. However, one can't help but wonder about the necessity of reboots in today's film landscape. The original Naked Gun movies hold a special place in the hearts of many, including myself, for their clever writing, impeccable timing, and the sheer brilliance of Leslie Nielsen. Attempting to capture that magic again is a tall order, and while I'm all for giving new projects a fair shot, there's a part of me that questions the endless cycle of reboots and remakes. Is it a lack of original ideas, or is there genuine value in reimagining classics for a new generation? With the Naked Gun reboot, a thought lingers. Why not remake movies that had a great premise but didn't quite hit the mark, instead of modernizing classics that still stand strong today? Liam Neeson stepping into this comedic world definitely has my attention, but it begs the question, could we be exploring untapped potential elsewhere? As we draw today's show to a close, let's delve into the sprawling epic that is Kevin Costner's Horizon, an American Saga. This ambitious project, directed and co-written by Costner himself, not only marks his return to the genre he profoundly reshaped with Dances with Wolves, but it also introduces a star-studded cast poised to bring this grand narrative to life. Horizon is set against the backdrop of the American Civil War, a period of transformation. It promises a story of epic proportions, exploring the westward expansion and the complex tapestry of America's past. The inclusion of actors like Sienna Miller, Sam Worthington, Giovanna Ribisi, and Jenna Malone, among others, hints at the depth and diversity of the tale Costner aims to tell. With Michael Rooker, Danny Houston, Luke Wilson, Isabel Furman, Jeff Fahey, Will Patton, Tatanka Means, and newcomers like Owen Crow-Shu and Ellen Hunt alongside Jamie Campbell Bower, the ensemble is set to capture the essence of an era marked by hardship, heroism, and hope. Scheduled for release in 2 parts, with the first chapter hitting theaters on June 28, 2024, and the second following on August 16, 2024, Horizon sets itself apart as not just a film, but an event. The release trailer, while sparing on specifics, teases vast landscapes, intense confrontations, and a sense of sweeping drama that Costner has become synonymous with. Yet amidst the anticipation, there's a contemplation of what Horizon signifies for Costner's career and the Western genre. Can this film recapture the magic of its predecessors, or will it chart a new course, redefining what epic sagas can be in the modern cinematic landscape? It's a tall order, but if anyone's equipped for the challenge, it's Costner. As we await the release of Horizon American Saga, the intrigue only deepens. This isn't just a movie, it's a testament to Costner's enduring legacy and a love letter to the American West. Whether you're a diehard fan of the genre or just curious about Costner's latest venture, this saga is shaping up to be a cinematic journey worth embarking on. And that's a wrap on today's Hollywood Highlight. From Superman's latest flight to the shelved mysteries of Coyote versus Acme and the epic ambition behind Kevin Costner's Horizon, we covered a vast cinematic landscape. Now over to you. What's your take on the continuous wave of reboots and sequels? Do they serve as an homage to their originals, or are they simply riding on their coattails? And with projects like Horizon, how do you see them shaping the future narrative of Hollywood epics? Jump into the comments and let's get the discussion going. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow us for your weekly dive into all things past, present, and future in cinema. Thanks for tuning in to today. We'll see you again next week on Hollywood Highlight.